Hi everybody. I think we're live now, and hopefully the connection's decent.
Hello!
It says excellent connection, which is good news to us, music to our ears. And thank you guys for sticking with us. So sorry about these technical issues. I guess these things happen sometimes when you're moving from place to place and on different Wi-Fi connections.
So let's drink!
Yeah, it's like, seriously, Derek, can you open my cider, please? All right.
Can we pull up our things so
Yeah.
we can see what we look like?
Sure.
Want to see my pretty face,
Look
guys?
at your pretty face.
Alright, so
There it
I'm
is.
going to be drinking a Timothy Taylor's Landlord. Yummy, yummy.
What's that? Is it from
It's a pale
around here?
ale. It's just a classic pale ale.
Okay.
From somewhere in the UK. And Eliz is having an Aspel Premier Grand Cru.
I'm not going to drink straight from this bottle because it's too big. Derek's going to pour glasses for
Yeah,
us.
I got cider. It's a cider.
Wow, what a past 48 hours. I think I've earned the cider. Okay. Hello, everyone. We've missed you.
What's up, travelers? It's Derek.
And Eliz from Means to Travel. Ooh. Cheers to you all. Thank you for joining. Thanks for joining the second stream. And
Yes.
it's 4:11 here, almost about sunset. And for you guys, I know it's most of you guys are in the States or in Canada, so good
Maybe
morning.
having tea, maybe having coffee.
Hope everybody's daylight savings time went well over there.
Hopefully you saved some time.
Yeah, or got some more sleep.
I know it peeves me here though, because it gets dark at like 4:30 now, and that's a lot, guys. Like that's not a lot of daylight.
And we keep going further and further north because we're crazy people. Anyway, I just want to say hi to everybody. So I have both of the chats from both streams open. And I definitely want to shout out our new friends, Sarah and Bob, for being first in both. Thank you so much, Q's Cruisers. That's so cool of you guys, and we're really happy that we were able to connect with you guys on Darian's live stream this week. That was awesome.
The spaghetti ice guy.
So, and that reminds me, for anybody who's new on this live stream along with them, I guess we should probably give a little bit of background about what the dealio is of what we're up to right now.
What the dealio? Or the Dillio, like a dilly bar from DQ?
Dealer's choice.
I was more of a Buster bar kind of guy.
What the Derico is. All right, anyway, so we are currently in the Lake District in England. And they just announced that there's going to be a lockdown for a month starting this week. So,
yeah.
We are, for those of you guys who didn't catch our video that we put out yesterday.
Yes.
Which we filmed yesterday as well. Usually we don't do that fast, but look at us. We did it.
Except for during the 14 days of quarantine.
Yeah, we're still not sure what we're gonna do, to be totally honest with you guys.
Yeah, we have a couple of options. We do have tickets booked back to the United States for Wednesday. We also do have places to stay in Scotland that are refundable if we decide not to do that, but we do have that as a route as well. But it's not looking like we're going to be able to extend here in the Lake District to kind of ride out the month-long
lockdown.
The hard word.
I know. I was paying attention to a notice that I got on YouTube. Anyway, yeah. So, we're still working through a lot of scenarios, and trying to figure out what the rules are because they were extremely vague when they were posted yesterday. So I guess backing up slightly, we put out that video actually before the lockdown got announced yesterday, knowing that it was likely coming. There was a lot
we
of,
didn't know it was going to come yesterday.
Yeah.
When we put that out, we thought that it was actually going to come tomorrow. So that kind of caught us a little off guard that it came out last night.
Yeah, but they did. Luckily,
gave us
a little time to figure it out too, which is nice, I suppose. So we are very close to the Scottish border right now,
It's
which
about an hour and a half away.
yeah, which gives us a little bit of wiggle room if Scotland is an option. Which that's kind of the thing that we're starting to like. We still don't know 100% if that is an option or not.
Seems to be though.
It seems like it is, but we also don't want to break any rules or be bad travelers. So, Derek's adjusting our lighting. Yeah. So anyway, so that's the long version of our background. We've been in the UK since mid-September. We are Americans. We're from Chicago, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so for those of you who are new, like Q's Cruisers, which is a cool name. Yeah, so we're a married couple from Chicago. We travel quite a bit, for work and for fun. Eliz she is means to travel. I am Mr. Means to Travel. We love
Pleased to meet you.
Video content. We love, photography and all that good stuff. We love seeing pretty and new places, experiencing new cultures and new things, kind of pushing ourselves outside of our comfort zone a little bit.
Derek
Hence,
likes to do that.
traveling during, COVID. I think that's a little outside of a lot of people's comfort zone, but something that we wanted to try. We did, at the very beginning of the outbreak, when things were starting to shut down back in March, we were actually in Amsterdam when that happened. And so we were kind of there, traveling right at the beginning of things, and we got called back to the United States because of that. And, now today we're, trying to get out quickly and, enjoy some international travel, which, is getting harder and harder here in the UK and elsewhere because, it's a, things are getting worse. So,
yep.
kind of across the board.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So
Let's do some hellos, though.
yeah, that's the best.
So,
is saying hi to
Q's
all of our
Cruisers,
friends.
hello. Thank you for being first on. Thomas Reiser at a very close second.
Hi, Thomas.
Or as some might say, runner-up. Ronnie Dove is the first runner-up. LNA second runner-up.
Hello, Ronnie
I was
Dove.
the third runner-up. Look, I was on.
Alan A. Scorpio Sue, hello.
Lori Sims, hello.
Lori Sims. She said, yeah, she lost the channel for a moment, had to refresh. Yeah, so you either did that or, yeah, I had to restart the live stream because we were having technical issues with the Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's working for you guys now.
Yep. Mary Ellen Dillon, hello, thank you. Lori Sims, hello again. I think I already said that. Roger Sexton.
Hi, Mary Ellen, by the way.
Hi there. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, Roger Sexton.
Katie Smith, great to see you as well.
Katie
Eric
Smith.
B. Eric B, I need to go check on your channel. Let's see if you've hit 100 yet. I think you were super close yesterday. So I'm going to go give that a look-see right now.
He did. He hit it. He posted about it today. So congrats,
All right.
Eric. We're so
good job,
happy
Eric.
for you
Anybody
on
here
that.
who has not gone and subscribed to Eric?
Yeah.
Travel Adventures with Eric B. Please
And now
go give him a look.
Now he can give you a custom URL, I'm sure, too.
Yeah.
All right. Magenta Otter Travel. Yeah, great to connect with you recently, too. I think your name's Dara or Dara. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
I'm going to go with Dara because that's from the MTV show.
Mate, is it?
Dara? Isn't that the name of it?
I don't know.
I think so.
I didn't have cable.
Oh, yeah. Woe is you.
Woe is me.
Brenna Pasmore, hello.
Brenna is
Cheerio.
Kim M is on. Paul Tipton. Hello to everybody. And I think I said hi to Bonnie already, but I'm not sure. So hi again if
Kim
not.
M.
Purdue is on. Glenn Camp.
Don't. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Hi, Purdue.
Purdue's been great. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
joking. Hi, you.
Glenn Camp. How about Ireland? That's funny. Ireland's also under lockdown, I believe, too.
Karen Simon, hello.
Karen
Thank you.
Simon. And then have we missed more? I think this is the old chat. Yep.
Is this the old one?
And my mom is on. Hello.
Sure.
All right. Dara rhymes with Sarah. No, this is not the old one. This is the new one. Great. We are good. Okay. I actually had a sorority sister named Dara and pronounced it that way, but she had the H on the end. Yeah.
Ruth is on. Hello, Ruth.
I know, I said my mom was on.
Oh.
All right. I'm so sorry if you missed saying hi to anybody who is also on this chat, but we love you and we're grateful and we're super glad you found the second one because we've had a little bit of glitch earlier. Okay.
Yes. And with the lockdown coming, for those who have been on Derek Haircut Watch, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think this is getting cut anytime soon. Maybe if we go to Scotland. If we go to Scotland, maybe I'll get my hair cut.
And so if we go to Scotland, we're going to go to the Highlands because that's where the case count is so low. So Derek is going to, looks very much like a Highland Scottish man.
Maybe I'll get a Scottish cut, whatever that means. Buy a kilt at the same time.
Yeah, you have to go with your kilt on.
Learn the bagpipes.
Rumor has it you're not allowed to get a haircut unless you have a kilt.
You gotta wear it traditionally.
Oh gosh. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well.
Myself up, guys.
We are doing well. We are fine. We are healthy.
We're laughing.
We
went out today. We explored the town.
We went out in like the pouring rain, and went for a little bit of a hike.
We found the waterfalls
because we were like, well, we gotta get out while we can. So I came back.
We bought some chocolate.
So wet.
We didn't know Ambleside has so many little chocolate shops.
Yeah.
That like make their own truffles and stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna eat one of. You promised me I could eat one on the live stream.
Yeah, I said on the live stream.
Yeah, so we got the chocolate at a place called like the Bank. What was it?
The Old Bank.
The Old Bank House or something like that. Yeah. And it is exactly like the name. It's like an old bank, and you walk in. It's a chocolate shop. They make
super cute,
super deliciously smelling chocolates. Derek didn't let me eat any of the ones that we bought because he said,
I said
for the
live stream only, where the calories don't count.
But Magenta Otter says, do not eat the gingerbread in Ambleside. It's a trick. I actually did a video about it. Oh no, we didn't know about this.
I didn't even know there is gingerbread in Ambleside.
Wow, we haven't...
What's the trick?
Now we need to know.
It's not actually
mystery. Edible. Hello, Lizzie, watching from Yorkshire. Interested to hear what our plans are given the government update. Yeah, we are too. No, so we have several different options. We kind of went through them on our video that we posted, impromptu video yesterday, right before the lockdown got announced. And so we're really trying to figure out what the next step is that we can do. Like what are the options that we can do? And we've been told by our Airbnb host that this one here in England that we can stay until Saturday, but it's like,
then you're in the lockdown.
Yeah, it's like, then what?
Yeah, that doesn't do us a whole
right.
hell of a lot of good. So we're like, well, all right, I guess we're going to take off. So what I was saying about, and maybe this didn't make sense earlier, but I was like, oh, we got an extra day, was that even though they announced earlier that they were going to do the lockdown, initially the rumors were that it was going to go into effect on Wednesday, and it's actually going into effect on Thursday. So we were supposed to be in this location until Saturday. We're supposed to check out Saturday morning. And then we were planning to go up to the very northern part to like Carlisle and then go up into Scotland. As it is, we don't want to be traveling through England during the lockdown actually being in effect on Thursday. So what we'll likely do is either drive down to London, Heathrow to fly back to the United States, or on Wednesday leave here and go up to Scotland and cross the border and go check out, the Armstrong Museum and some other cool stuff up there.
Yeah, so we actually have both of those scenarios completely planned out and booked.
Yeah.
If we don't go to Scotland, we unfortunately will end up losing out on a little bit of money from doing that, but we wanted to give ourselves options as things, like, as more information gets unfolded. No matter what, in this scenario, unfortunately, we're going to be out a little bit out of pocket because it sounds like we're going to have to leave this Airbnb early compared to what our entire stay duration was supposed to be. But that, that'll happen when you take risks like we've been taking. So it is unfortunate. We're very lucky that we haven't had that happen to us yet. And didn't happen to us even in March. So I know a lot of people have gone through that in 2020, and we sympathize
Yeah.
with you. And yeah,
But the lucky thing is that we're only going to be out. It looks like 2 to 3 days worth of accommodation, so that's not terrible
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things. Which is another reason why we've been purposely not
Yeah.
booking things too far in advance, is that we didn't want to deal with all that.
yeah. So
And we
if
just didn't know where it'd be.
we were English, or if we were residents of England, it's sounding like the laws that, or like the regulations for this lockdown are that we could theoretically, like if we were English, stay out the duration of our travel and then just go back to our home. But because we don't have a home to go back to, we're in a very unique situation as of right now.
Yeah, and I guess for those who are new to the channel as well, as we are from Chicago, but we actually put our house up for rent this year. So, like Eliz said, we don't have a house to go back to. So it's, really we're just looking forward to traveling. And there's a question on here from Magenta Otter Travels, which is Scotland is very rainy, and they're having very short days this time of year. Why don't we go next summer when the weather's better and hopefully we don't have the COVID cloud? Well, one of them is that today is when we actually have the time to travel. We're here and we have the flexibility and the ability to go, do an extended trip. So typically
we're expecting next summer that we'll have a lot less flexibility.
A lot less freedom next summer. So, right now we are able to go up and, kind of take our time, do a little bit of slow travel, do the NC 500 as well as other things, and do it well, not do it in 5 days or, whatever, but be able to spend 7, 8, 9, 10 days up there and really get to see it well. So that's kind of why we're still planning on pushing through and or at least I'm gunning for pushing through.
Yeah. Derek's definitely the one who's wanting to take on a little bit more risk than me, but really, this lockdown isn't as strict as of right now as it was last spring, and it has a specific duration. Obviously, they could extend it longer if they feel like it's needed, but last spring, I believe, it was a little bit more like we're going into lockdown for an indefinite period of time. And at least people have a little bit of time to prepare. Businesses have time to prepare. They did what they can to make it not like mass chaos here, which is admirable, I suppose.
Yep. Your dad's saying you guys already have about 35 minutes less daylight than Chicago has right now.
Yeah, and he also went on, I saw he was saying that Scotland only has like 9 hours of daylight right now. So your sunrise and sunset photography game is going to be real strong.
Well, yeah, it's kind of great, right? It's like, my peak times for going out and taking photographs is always sunrise, sunset. So if it's not, that's actually kind of hard in the summertime when the sunrise is really, really early and sunset is really late. You kind of like zonked by the end of that. But now it's like, 9 hours. Like, what am I going to do with the rest of my time? I don't even know.
Yeah.
We can work. We can get stuff done. Great.
Yeah. So one thing that's kind of, and I haven't even really talked to Derek about this yet, because one of the fans of this channel messaged me 30 minutes ago. Lee was saying that he messaged me an article about how a lot of the airlines, rightfully so, are going to be reducing their flights because people can't travel. So we're still trying to work through like what it's gonna look like in lockdown life here, and what this really means if we decide to stick it out. We were always scheduled to go home on December 7th, with flexibility involved in that date, but like we have return tickets for December 7th. And we, the lockdown theoretically ends December 2nd. So we're just trying to figure out, if like, it's kind of like a little game of chance, if you will. I don't know. It's like, okay, well, do we think it's going to be 4 weeks? Do we think it's going to be
longer.
But
at the end of the day, right now, currently, Wales is still planning to come out of their lockdown on November the 9th.
November 9th, yeah.
November 9th.
And as is Northern Ireland, I think, too.
I think Northern Ireland is hoping to come out of their heightened restrictions around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So ideally, if we do go up to Scotland, we then have the flexibility to, after we've done the Highlands and stuff, as it's getting colder and shorter and whatnot, we can maybe make the jog out to Belfast, take the ferry out there, hang out with Mo, and some others maybe, and see what Northern Ireland's got to offer. I've never been to Ireland, Northern, or the Republic of, so that'd be a lot of fun.
It would be, yeah. So we have so many decisions to make, and thank you guys all for being so supportive, especially in the comment section of our video that we put out yesterday.
Yeah.
We were not really sure what to expect. We've never done a video like that, kind of like a reactions video, pretty uncut, unedited. It was so unedited that you saw us not even, we were in such a daze that we couldn't even remember where we had been, prior to the Lake District. Yeah. We got this now, and we can tell you all about it because it was super fun actually this week. But yeah, it was just really sweet of you all to be we had so many kind words sent to us, so much helpful information sent to us that I just want to take a second to just say thank you to this amazing community because you guys have our backs. Thomas has our backs. Lee Cal has our backs. I've been getting so much great information at all hours of the day as things get released, and it's really helpful.
Mark sent us a very nice note from
Mark
Walter's World.
Thank you if you're on. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about something happier, maybe.
Al helped us, figure out our ballots for,
Yes, thank you
voting.
to
Alan
Alan
we voted.
and Ruth Armstrong, aka Mom and Dad, for dropping off our super duper ballots to the Dropbox this week. Yeah. All right, so let's catch up on questions, and I think we're going to talk about our time in Bath and Bristol because we had so much fun, and it's super happy, positive moments. Okay, questions. Hey Derek, have you been to Beijing and Shanghai? I found a great 10-day deal with Air and can add extra days. My son refuses to go to China. Both of us have been to Beijing.
I loved it more than Eliz did. I really enjoyed China. We went last year. Jeez, was that last year? Went to China?
Oh my God, it was. We went in 2019. We went to China for 10 days in 2019.
Feels like 7 years ago. It feels like dog years at this point. Yeah, so we went to China last year, Lori, and
for fun.
For fun,
yeah.
We had friends who lived in Shanghai, so we went and we stayed with them for about we were there for 10 days. So we stayed in Shanghai, in the former French concession area, which is great. I really love that part of Shanghai. Really cute and
yeah, and it's definitely the place to stay if it's. I assume it's in budget, because I feel like things can be pretty reasonable, and you can find reasonable options in that area. We were staying with our friends, so we didn't,
If you do that, there's a really, really cute town close to Shanghai called Tongli, Tongli.
It is close.
You take a train.
But you have to take an Uber after you get the train. So you have to go into, first of all, just overall, you have to go into a trip to China knowing that you're going to be downloading completely different apps than you're used to. So all of us use Google Translate, Google Maps, things that aren't available in China. So they have their own version of Uber that is called Didi, that we actually we ran into issues with Didi, because we don't have a Chinese bank account, of course, because we're not Chinese and don't live there. And because of that, the connection through WeChat, which is another app that you have to download if you go to China, wasn't working. And WeChat is how everybody in China pays for everything. Yeah. So there was definitely a glitch. We had to contact customer service with Didi and stuff like that. Okay. anyway, just be prepared. Like, I would read in advance kind of what the things you have to do in order to successfully navigate your way through China would be, and make sure that you are comfortable with those things before going.
Yeah. So, a couple of things, right? So I enjoy China. I really enjoy myself there. There's definitely issues around, some stuff that you might not be used to coming from a first world country and going to China, which
Especially as a woman.
has some things like the squat toilets and stuff that you might not be used to, and different things like that.
Or just like not having toilet paper in a toilet.
Having to go to a vending machine to get tissue paper to use to take with you to the bathroom, stuff like that. Just be prepared for that. Understand that in advance. I will say, when you first get there, my recommendation would be to hire a local guide for maybe a day or two. It's not that expensive.
Or
it's not cheap, but it's
maybe go in knowing that that's something that you should probably put in your budget.
Yeah, that you might want to budget for, because having a local guide who speaks the language, has all these apps, and can help you out a lot, as you're getting acclimated to China, is very helpful. We were staying with our friends, so that was really nice. But when we weren't with them and we had a local guide, they were able to do things like call the DD, and then we would just give them the cash that the DD cost.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry about it. And that was super helpful. They also showed us like cool places for shopping and, all that other stuff that, we would not have known. And it was funny because like we went to a shopping place. She's like, this is where I actually shop.
Yeah.
And she actually bought some stuff while we were there. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But that can be cool, and you can learn a little bit more.
We ended up loving our guide in Beijing, our second guide in Beijing, because we hired two. We hired one for the Forbidden City, and then one for the Great Wall. And we loved the one for the Great Wall so much that we hired her for the next day too.
Yeah.
Because she was like, well, if you're interested, I can like show you where we go shopping and like where I eat. And so the second day was really cool because she took us to like all these places we would absolutely have never gone. And then like she took us to Din Tai Fung, which I know is in a lot of different places, but she kind of like taught us the correct way to eat dim sum, which was not intuitive to us. Yeah. So I was just really grateful to have her. I think I maybe still have her contact information somewhere too, if anybody's ever interested.
So all of that is a long way of saying, Lori, I really enjoyed Shanghai and Beijing.
Yeah, he liked it more than me because
it was easier for me.
Yeah, like so if you're a woman, just for me the squat toilets without the toilet paper, like I'm just being completely honest, I got really sick of it really quickly. But if that's if that's like no big deal, then it's all based on what you want to do. So
yeah, but it was great, and we can message me or something, and I can give you some more insights and stuff. But it was a lot of fun.
In Shanghai, we really loved being on the waterfront. What's the Bund? Is that what it's called? The place that overlooks the.
The Bund. Yeah. The Bund.
That's what it's called, right? It's funny because I feel like we've been joking about buns lately a lot because.
It's like the bao.
Yeah, the bao bun. What? No, it's called the Bund.
In Shanghai, there's the Bund, which is the Bund.
Bund.
B-U-N-D,
That's it.
Bund.
You're right. I was saying it wrong.
And it overlooks the skyline. That's why I was so confused on the Bund. The Bund. And it overlooks the skyline. It's beautiful. It's nice.
Yeah. I love it.
It's usually, the one thing I will say about China is that it is usually kind of foggy or smoggy or whatever. So if you get blue skies, take advantage of it. Go out and explore. Yeah. First day we got there, we had blue skies, and even though we were jet lagged to all heck, we were like running around trying to get pictures because we're like, this doesn't happen. Yeah. So it's something to think about.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and sorry, one last thing. If you go to the Great Wall, go to the place where we went to that you take like a slide down it. So you ascend up to the wall in a gondola, and then
it's not a gondola.
It's like a ski
Gondola's
lift
the thing in Venice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like a ski lift thing.
Yeah, it's like a ski lift. Basically, you take up the wall.
And then you go back down in
like a toboggan.
Like a toboggan slide. It's so fun.
Yeah, that was good. that was pretty fun.
That was really cool.
Okay, so what else? What's stopping you from wanting to stay in the lakes for the duration of the lockdown?
We kind of do. There's a part of us that would love to do that, and especially because we were like going out and hiking today, just a really little bit. We're like, we could do this. We literally said that out loud. We're like, we could do this for a month.
Yeah. The biggest thing being though that it would, we would be under restriction then during that month, and there's no guarantee that it would let up after a month. And so for me, the biggest concern there is that we do that for a month, they extend it for another month or another 2 weeks or whatever, and then we just have to kind of go home after having spent all this money and time staying in the Lakes District, which would be great. Don't get me wrong, I think I would enjoy that. But, there is a little bit more freedom to being able to go up to Scotland and, go do that, which has been a big piece of my bucket list, has been going from Cornwall at Land's End all the way up to John O'Groats and doing kind of the end-to-end thing. Has, something I really want to check off my list. And I was telling Eliz, I was like, if we go home without having done that, we're going to have to come back and do the whole thing over again. And that's kind of...
Derek's
I don't want to do that.
Not pleased with that idea. I was like, so?
That to me is the biggest thing. It's just like an allocation of resources and time.
Derek's the kind of person, and there's a lot of you guys, I'm sure, on this chat who are the same as Derek, where it's like you want to be able to say something is like accomplished. And like he wants to be able to say like, I did end to end during, the pandemic.
Well, I don't care about during the pandemic.
But like it's like, what did you do in 2020? Well, my biggest accomplishment was X. So
yeah, I want to do something fun, but like it's less about that, and it's more about like, there's certain like bucket list things that I have, and since learning about the NC 500, that's now a bucket list thing that I really want to do. End to end, I just learned about since we've been here basically. Now I'm like we're basically doing it anyway, so why not do it? Walking the Camino de Santiago in Spain is a massive one that I really want to do. So it's, there's just some things like that. There are these like long distance, like doing the whole Route 66 in the United States would be awesome as well.
Yeah.
And it would be something cool to do in the U.S.
Yeah, it's a long drive, but definitely would be, it's like a bragging rights in that way.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I've got an ego. I'm sorry, guys.
Since Dara from Magenta Otters is new to the team, what is your work situation? So I've always worked from home. Not always. I used to. That's true. I worked in.
Worked in advertising for 8 years.
Yeah, I worked at an ad agency for 8 years, and then now I do travel. I create travel content. So, and then Derek's in between projects right now. He's in finance. So he
taking some time.
Yeah, he's taking a little bit of time right now, and that's why we're saying this is a good time for us. We both have a lot of flexibility.
We have freedom, we have flexibility, and so we're out seeing some stuff.
Yep.
Which is kind of cool. After having spent so long just kind of like twiddling our thumbs in Chicago.
And as we mentioned at the beginning of this live stream, we are landlords. Which
sure, yeah.
We don't lead with that because that's not our... It's not our main thing.
We've rented out our house. Alan A. Hey everyone, remember to click the like button. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Dad.
If you do like this stuff, give it a like. That helps us, and we would appreciate it. Purdue says...
We like all of you. We thumbs up you guys. So.
Purdue says, sunrise photo in the rain in London was tarnished by the choice of ball caps, dude. So, for those who didn't check out our London travel vlog...
Oh, yeah, we posted a London travel vlog in the last week, too. It feels like ages ago now.
So, we have a travel vlog from our time in London up. We're soon to be working on the one for Greenwich, I think, and then Kent after that. So, those will be coming out in the next couple weeks. But, yeah, so while I was in London, I woke up early... and it was raining outside. She stayed sleeping, and I went out to try to get some sunrise.
Well, I stayed sleeping especially because it was raining.
It was raining. It was spitting rain.
I was like, why would I go
walk out. I've got my IU
baseball
ski cap.
Not baseball cap. It's like a beanie.
Beanie on, and Purdue didn't like that, I guess. Sorry, bud.
Dara just promoted the page. people talking to each other. I love it. I love that
It's awesome.
people are connecting with each other so much in our group. This is such a phenomenal space for avid travel fans. It's really fun to see.
So
everyone
Ruth wants to know where we're
getting
staying right
along.
now. How good are the grocery delivery services? So we don't know. We haven't looked into it here because we don't plan to stay here at this
Sainsbury,
point.
which is a huge grocery chain here in the UK, their website crashed, I heard, during
yesterday.
Boris Johnson's announcement yesterday. So my guess is
Not good.
buy stock. I don't know.
Well, my guess is
go
that
back to the stock tips part of this.
even way back when we were doing our 14 days of quarantine in Portsmouth at the beginning of all this, it would take you like a week basically to get a slot for delivery.
Yeah.
And that was before there were any travel restrictions. There was nothing going on.
And
so I
for
can
those
only
of you guys
imagine.
who've been on this live stream for a while, you already know, but like we did a lot of prep work going into just even coming here. So we ended up ordering a ton of groceries to our self-isolation Airbnb like 2 weeks before we left for the trip. And we had been told that those windows of time were needed. Like you need to order within like a week to 2 weeks before in order to guarantee the right slot that you want. That was not during a lockdown.
Yeah.
So
I can only imagine it's going to be really hard to get delivery options right now. Luckily, I mean, we went to the Tesco Express that's in town, a few blocks from here. Yesterday, picked up stuff. There's everything's stocked up. Even though rumors were already starting about a lockdown, there's no issues there.
We saw like one couple last night when we were walking around town. We saw one couple carrying like maybe a 16-pack of toilet paper through town, but it wasn't like people were just carrying all these bags everywhere.
It didn't seem like that.
Yeah.
So, we don't know. But again, we also kind of don't. It's less and less looking like we're gonna try to like stay in England for the lockdown.
We'll see. We're just not as worried as maybe we should be about the delivery situations. We'd probably end up going to a store
And just buying.
physically. With our masks on and hand sanitizer.
A lot of stuff that you can freeze because things do kind of spoil pretty early here in the UK.
That's true.
Paul Tipton says, would you consider extending your vacation for after December 7th for the places you may have missed with lockdown?
Yes and no.
Maybe.
We'd love to be back in the U.S. by Christmas so we can spend Christmas with our family. And if we have to quarantine for 2 weeks,
that makes it tough.
So we gave ourselves enough buffer with December 7th.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that, it's also my brother's birthday is around that time as well. So the 7th was really kind of the last time we could get out of here and then be out of, our self-imposed quarantine back in the United States by the 21st, which meant that we could actually see some family and whatnot. So 7th is kind of a hard stop for us. We might have like a day or two of leeway, but not much. So Mark is on. Hey, Mark.
And Galvanting Gals. Sorry,
and
we
gals.
just realized
oh my God, we're
super
so behind.
Hi guys. We're gonna catch up.
Kim M, thank you. Yes, the 30 days of lockdown videos.
Oh my God, Derek joked with me about this yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to kill you.
She's like, I will murder you in your sleep before I do that. She didn't say that, but I felt it with her eyeballs.
And I probably shot it with my eyeballs. So just so you guys know, we did the 14 days of quarantine video series on this channel because Derek randomly promised this without talking to me about it first. And I didn't realize what that meant. I didn't really understand. And as we got into it, it's a lot of work for me because I do.
She does the editing.
I do all the editing. I do most of everything on this channel. Derek kind of is the pretty face for a lot of the channel piece of it. So I'm I was so burnt out by the end of quarantine.
I'm the pretty face.
Because we got there, right? And I was so jet lagged because I think I was just super stressed about how things were gonna go with, traveling internationally during 2020. And so like I just did not get great sleep for like days, and I was working the whole time. Oh,
But our
man.
time flew by,
It did.
which was
it
great.
did. It did. Derek just got to hang out with Buttercup the whole time.
Oh, Buttercup, I miss him so much. I was telling Eliz, I went on and I watched one of our videos, the cooking one, when Buttercup showed up, and I was just like, oh, Buttercup. And
Derek's missed Buttercup so much.
I thought Eliz was going to cry when I said Buttercup. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I know, because Buttercup's so cute. And Buttercup loved Derek. And to be honest, Buttercup, I think maybe loved me too, but I would not pet it because I'm like very allergic to cats. I say it because we have absolutely no idea if it's
boy,
a girl
girl,
or boy.
we have no idea.
Julie Good, Elaine Bynes, Klaus, Lisa Harmon.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you guys. Julie Good. Oh yeah, I already said Julie Good. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you.
We are Nick Barnett's is on. Okay,
Hey, Nick.
okay. I'm so
We
sorry,
gotta catch
guys.
up.
We are super behind.
We apologize.
Okay.
A lot, we've been going through some
We
stuff.
love all the
just wanted
questions.
we love
Keep
the
those
questions.
questions coming,
Keep
and
them
if we
coming.
accidentally pass one of your questions,
Shoot
say it
back.
again because we want to answer everybody's questions.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
So one more, which is from Magenta Otter Travels, is about what if we get sick here. Yeah, so that's a risk, but we have health insurance that we took out for the trip that lasts the duration.
We
of our
used
time here.
7 Corners to take out COVID health insurance as well.
Well, yeah, so it includes COVID in the travel health insurance, so that would cover everything. Also, the NHS currently is covering any COVID-related testing that you need to do, as well as any treatment related to COVID-19. So, as long as it's COVID related, it should be covered actually by the NHS, even if you're just traveling and a tourist or whatever. They're making sure that everybody's covered with that because they don't want somebody to go untreated and then spread it to other people because of that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nick Burnett says, ready for the new British lockdown. So technically it's an England lockdown, and the lockdown measures have already been in place in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. So we're just navigating what that means if we can stay and maybe head to Scotland, or if we're going home. Klaus said, good evening, good morning. yes, good evening and good morning to everybody out there.
Paul, get the cider and beer stocked up, the essentials for any lockdown. Yes.
Yeah. And so Lisa and my Uncle Bill are on from Florida. Hello to you guys. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining.
Oh, wow. Lori is saying that the China trip would be a guided tour at $299 plus visa and tips. Wow. That's great. That's a great deal.
That is a great deal.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Just check
guided,
reviews.
That's super easy.
And see if they've been operating before and what other people have said. And just, that sounds awesome. I'm sure there's very few people right now who are considering China travel, so you might be able to be a first mover on that.
Yeah. So Eric B is saying that the biggest fear about China for him is the language gap. My recommendation, download the Chinese part of Google Translate and also the Chinese keyboard for Mandarin.
So that was our huge miss when we were in China, is we had downloaded the Translate, but not the keyboard.
Yeah, so it made it hard. So we would, and again, this is a pre-COVID thing, so we could hand our phones back and forth with people. But, it was something where we'd show them and then they'd want to respond to us. So they'd take the phone and try to type it. But then, we didn't have a Mandarin.
It's so
keyboard.
crazy to even hear that now with COVID, that we would actually, hand our phone to a stranger and be like, here, please reply to me now. What? But anyway, that is something that did happen in 2019. And we handed it, because we were asking about, the first time we realized this was a huge miss on our part was when we were on the train going from Beijing to Shanghai, and we were asking they had a attendant for each car, and the attendant, I was trying to ask what is the Wi-Fi password, and so I wrote it, and she knew what the question what I was asking, but she was not able to type back what the answer was.
I was able to get a Chinese keyboard downloaded, so it worked
we
out.
finally got it to work. But if it had just been me, for example, because I keep my phone on airplane mode,
I
whenever
keep my
we travel.
plane on
Phone mode.
phone mode.
Whenever we travel, and like Derek's phone's kind of used as like our communication platform. So if it was just me, I would have been like, I'm screwed. So yeah, just something to like those little things. You really kind of have to think about like the logistics about.
Yeah. So Purdue is saying that he had dropped a link in some of your stuff about us going to Sweden since it's more open.
Yeah.
We'll have to look at that.
I don't know.
Purdue, talk to you later. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, Purdue. If you're leaving, so are they allowing Americans in?
I don't know. He says that he sent us some stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
We'll
have to go check it out. Sorry
Klaus says, I was in China 20 years ago. Most Chinese don't speak a single word of English. It could make ordering a meal a challenge. Yep. But again, Laura, if you're going with a travel guide, that'll be super easy. We definitely encountered some places where they didn't speak any Chinese. Again, the language translation apps help. And, they don't all read, though, is another thing, is that literacy isn't necessarily 100%. So even with that app, there might be some gaps. So what we did is a lot of times we'd go to restaurants that had pictures on menus, and we'd point at things and say, give me that, please.
Yeah.
And we were able to get past the language barrier like that.
Yeah, and we definitely kind of grunted our way through certain ordering processes, too, because there was this one phenomenal breakfast, like, I say hole in the wall because it was literally...
it was like a hole in a wall,
hole, like a window in a wall.
So John Bing,
Jianbing,
Jianbing is like a
like
breakfast
that, right?
crepe.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's a breakfast crepe that they do there, where it's the crepe stuff. They do some like scallions. They do this like cracker thing on it, something like a fish sauce or a hoisin sauce. And then,
oh my gosh, you guys, it's so delicious.
There's an egg on there somewhere.
We ate it every single day.
Every day.
Like without it was so good. And so we would go, but we had no idea how to speak the language. So
I had it at fancy places.
We'd be like, one.
Yeah. Like they would make them at like the fancy Chinese like breakfast buffets at like the nice hotels that we're at a decent place in Beijing. But like for me, it's like the one off the street was the best. That was better than anything else.
Oh, totally.
It was so good.
The one off the street was so good.
Now I want that.
Melinda's on. Oh, hey. I just figured it was Tracy. Oh my gosh, Melinda, I hope you're feeling better.
Okay.
We've been sending all the positive vibes your way. Yeah. And I'm really, really just glad to see you guys on. This is awesome.
Okay, so Nick Barnett, China is a country I've learned the most about of all the countries I've never been to yet. Taught conversational English online for years in a Chinese company.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool. Or with a Chinese company. Yeah. That's neat. People I meet from outside Beijing or Shanghai, are always surprised how familiar I am with a lot of the other smaller cities.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I mean, that is impressive. That's really cool that you've learned all that. And I will say to Lori or anybody else considering going to China, is there are a lot of people when you're in Beijing and Shanghai at the tourist spots who I'm not exaggerating, have never seen, because they're visiting those places from their small towns
that Americans
just don't go to. Yeah. They've legitimately just never seen a Westerner, white or any other, they've just never seen any other like ethnicity person before, and we had so many people ask to take pictures with us,
especially at the Imperial City where there's so many people.
Incredibly common.
Yeah.
And it was
funny
it like makes you feel like you're like secretly famous and just weren't aware about it. Like
as seen on TV.
Like, is my face in some sort of like city in China that I wasn't aware of? But like that's our guides are like, this is very normal.
They mainly wanted pictures with her. Occasionally they do pictures with me. They're fine.
No.
Fine, I get it.
But it is you will experience that. And it's interesting.
Tanya Ainsley, hello. You said you were working there for 3 months. Is this online work?
Yeah, I mean we work remotely, so yeah.
LNA avocado deliveries available in the Lake District or in the Highlands.
We're not sure.
Maybe? I don't know. We haven't looked. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, Katie Smith says, how long does it take to do the NC 500? Is it what they call it in northern Scotland? The NC 500 you can do in 5 days.
But don't.
Minimum time.
Basically, they say.
But everybody's like, why would you do that? If you have the time, do longer, because then you have you spend less time driving, more time exploring. So ideally, I'd want to spend probably 9 to 10 days doing it, is kind of the ideal thing. And really what it is typically you start from Inverness, and then you work your way either clockwise or counterclockwise around that like northern jut of the Highlands. We would probably go counterclockwise around, and we would do that because A, it gets you to John O'Groats quicker, and B, on our way back down, we could actually then pop over into the Isle of Skye and stay there for a little while. Because typically the Isle of Skye is not included in the NC 500. So you go from Inverness up around and then you come back across. So what we would likely do is instead of coming back across, we'd then pop over to Skye and try to stay in Skye for like a week, which would be a lot of fun.
Iggy Manana, welcome.
Iggy!
Says, hello from Torre Don Jimeno. Whatever you decide, safe travels.
Thank you
so much, and thank you for your kind comment as well on our video yesterday.
Tanya, you guys are young and can go back. And who wouldn't want to? Love England.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we just have a little bit more time now than we usually do, so.
And we will be back.
We're trying to make it work if we can make it make sense. Hi, Julia.
Hey,
Hi from
Julia.
Tucson.
What's up?
Good options, as you know, we love both England and Scotland. Yeah.
Yep.
As do we.
We love Scotland. we did a Scottish road trip 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we did like a Highlands road trip, but we didn't do any of that stuff up north of Inverness.
Oh yeah. Update.
So for us, that would be totally new.
Update. Derek's getting really good at driving, and I'm also getting more used to him driving here. So, knock on wood.
She said that, now I'm going to crash.
Yeah,
so
oh my god, I'm sorry I jinxed it. But we also have okay, so I think we're going to put out, tell us if you guys are interested in this video. We might still put it out, even though I feel like nobody's going to be traveling anytime too soon around the UK. Yep, good chocolate smell. We are thinking about doing a tips for driving in the UK video because we have so many of them now. I've been jotting them down as we think about them, and there's all these little things that we've just had to kind of learn along the way. So
yeah.
And we watched a really great video on Walter's World about that too. And there's just a few more things that I think that we can make easier for anyone else who's coming.
Yep.
Speaking of Walter's World, hi guys.
Just waiting for the commercials to play, and then we'll be on. Mark, thank you.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Love that CPM. Thank you.
Our CPM has started.
It's going
I'm
up.
still trying to figure out
what it is.
Well, no, not what. I mean, obviously I have an advertising
Mark,
background, but
2 political ads. So no, I meant the actual dollar value.
Yeah. Oh, 2 political ads. Oh no.
No.
We have escaped those as I post them.
No, I still get those. I get those on YouTube all the time.
Really?
I log in, and the first thing is either Biden's face or Trump's face.
Oh, I don't know. Every time I've watched videos on YouTube lately, I get served a Peloton ad. I got an Estee Lauder ad that I was really happy about yesterday, because I like girly things apparently, and so yeah. I after everyone has been telling me that they're getting political ads, I'm like thumbs upping the things.
I got served an ad on Instagram yesterday that was a hunting app. It was find public land that you can hunt on.
You did.
And I was like, what is this?
You showed that to me.
I was like, why am I getting this ad served to me?
I was like, you're targeted.
I don't know why I'm being targeted. How do they know? All right. So, Walter Rule. And hi, Eliz. Not sure about this Derek fellow, though.
I know.
Hey, that's mean.
He's a hunter. No, just kidding. Actually,
Derek
Brenna
says the travel blog from London was well done.
Thank you, Brenna. That's
Good job,
so sweet.
Eliz.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't watched our travel vlog, we posted it this week. I have a ton of vlog content in the oven.
We have a lot. Yep.
Yeah.
So we've done Portsmouth, we've done London.
It's cooking. Yeah.
It's cooking. We've got at least we've got Greenwich, we've got Kent, we've got the Isle of Wight, we've got the Dorset Coast, we've got Cornwall, which is probably more than one vlog.
Yeah.
We've got
We were
the Cotswolds.
hoping to get another travel vlog out this coming week, but it is likely not going to happen given the announcement.
Yeah, we're going to be moving a lot more, so it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, more than expected. So I know that everybody loves them, and I'm sorry to give that bad news update.
They do take longer to do.
They take so long. I mean,
there's a lot more editing.
Yeah, and we're still learning. And so I think it was Glenn. I want to say it was Glenn, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry. Somebody gave a really helpful comment on our London vlog that we were aware of, but not aware of enough until I started the editing process for it. That when we're wearing masks in public, it very much hinders the audio quality, and I mean it makes sense. So we definitely are shifting as we go along, moving forward with that. But we've recorded so many vlogs before putting out that London vlog.
So comments and constructive criticism, we are taking into account. You might not see it immediately in our vlogs because we have such a backlog that we're getting to. So hopefully you see it improve over time.
Yeah, and you picked up on something that I picked up during the editing process, where it's a completely different world out there than we were used to, and we just weren't expecting the audio quality to be so different with a mask on versus a mask off. So that's been unfortunate, but we've been trying to pivot and make that better.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you all for all of your helpful and kind and awesome comments.
Walter says it. So it's like March all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Lori Sims, lockdown's not a happy time. No, it's not. Mark is saying, you two are adorable. Eliz and that pint Derek has.
Thank you.
Little pint.
And then Baggy T's on.
Hey,
Sam,
Baggy T. How you doing, sir?
And thank you. Thank you for your comments yesterday too. We're still working through what it all means. But yeah, definitely understand your perspective. Jim
Bren, my apologies for joining late. Thank you for joining at all. We really appreciate you being here, bud. All right, Baggy T, haha, I have just come from the pub, making the most of it.
Yeah,
nice.
That's funny that you say that, because I feel like that's we were saying before you joined that Derek and I literally went for a hike in the pouring rain today because we're like, we gotta get out. And it's like the whole time I'm like, I'm going to slip and fall, or I'm just going to like come home.
It was lovely.
I mean, it was beautiful because it's autumn.
It wasn't too bad.
And there's just like beautiful trees and like flowing rivers here. Oh my gosh, you guys, Ambleside, highly recommend. But anyway,
yeah.
So
Ambleside is gorgeous. If you're actually coming to the Lake District, based on our experience so far, this is a great spot to do like as a home base, because I feel like everything is like 30 to 40 minutes away within the Lake District, because we're kind of like, we're not smack dab in the middle, but we're pretty freaking close to the middle. So I know like Keswick's like 30 minutes away. Castle Rig, Stone Circles is like a 35-minute drive, which I'm planning to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
You coming?
Hopefully, yeah. No, of course.
So we're gonna go do that. We did see a lake for the first time yesterday, which was cool. Given it's the Lake District.
I did want to say this one thing to you guys. Okay, so we're all travelers here, I assume, and we're navigating this new normal. So while Derek and I were on this hike, we started approaching a waterfall. It's a small waterfall. It's right outside of Ambleside.
It was lovely.
And there was this family there. It was like a husband and wife and a baby. And I could tell that they were going to ask us to take their picture. They were kind of like looking at us and stuff like that. And Derek was taking a picture or whatever.
They're like, are they coughing? I don't think they're coughing.
Yeah, and so then the mom asks, like, hey, can you take our picture? And she asked it so matter of fact, like so 2019, that it was like, you realize that 12 hours ago we just got put into a lockdown. Right? Like it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, 1 second. Derek, can you please get out my hand sanitizer from my bag? And I'm like, I sanitize my hands. I take the pictures. I hand it back to her, and I sanitize my hands again. And the mom didn't do anything. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, she saw you sanitize.
I guess so. Like, homegirl's good.
Homegirl's good. She's happy.
But it's okay. So like as travelers, I know we all don't love selfie sticks, but this is the year. This is the year of the selfie stick.
2020, year of the selfie stick.
Like,
do not ask for pictures.
Like, it felt like so strange, and that was the first time I've ever had anybody ask me that.
And bag of tea, real quick, because you just came from a pub today. Hopefully, we don't know. Hopefully, they're still serving it. Today's our Sunday roast day.
Yeah, newsflash, we have Sunday roast. Reservations because everybody was upset that we haven't gotten Sunday roast yet on these live streams. They've made that known, and so we are rectifying
Yorkshire
that.
pudding. What is it? We don't know. Yeah, so we're gonna go to a place called the Priest Hole.
Bonnie keeps explaining like Yorkshire pudding over and over to us, and we still are like, what?
I don't know. But once I eat it, I'll know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to a place called the Priest Hole, which sounds like a really fun insult. Shut your priest hole! You know, it's kind of fun. And it looks really cute, actually. We walked by it today. It looks really nice, so we're excited for that. Walter's World, 30 days of lockdown videos of tears and frustration and cuss words. Everyone hates editing. See, you're in good company, babe.
Yeah.
Walter's World. Stubbing toe is better than zipping body parts in the fly is better than editing videos. Oh.
Especially when everybody else has the option to have fun while you're editing videos. like, gosh darn it, do I have to just sit here while everybody else in this house gets to go do whatever they want to do?
Hey, I don't abandon you.
You didn't.
I'm not like.
No, well, of course you didn't because we were in self-isolation. But.
Yeah. All right. So wait, Nick. Nick says I gotta go, but great to see you guys. Good luck with the lockdown.
Thanks,
Stay safe.
Nick,
Thanks,
for
Nick, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, and Nick Burnett's, by the way, is also, I believe, in Syracuse, or at least part of the time. He goes to school around Syracuse. Something about
so Q's Cruisers.
So Q's Cruisers is also from Syracuse.
That's fun. All right, so Bag of Tea says 4 Guinness and a Sunday roast with live feed, and somebody feeds Phil on TV. Bliss. Nice.
That's a good Sunday. It's okay, you two. We know the chat is about 5 minutes ahead of your talking. Yeah. Sorry. We're trying to catch up.
All right. Sorry for joining late. Had to run a few errands. Mo, welcome. Thank you, Mo. We are glad to have you here. Do you see what I'm...
Oh, Mo.
Mo. Oh.
I'm sorry. I was reading other things. Hello, Mo. Welcome. Hey. And Mo, thank you for your notes yesterday,
I was like, wow,
too.
no reaction.
I was completely in my own world. Mo, we're so glad you're here, and thank you so much for those texts yesterday. Yeah, you've been really supportive and helpful, and it's been awesome. We're hoping to stay, but
read Mark's
we'll
thing.
See. Yeah. Hey, Derek, be careful if Eliz picked up a new life insurance policy on you. Just saying, if you're going to the Highlands, very slippery hikes there, especially near cliffs. So for those of you who aren't with us when we go near cliffs, I get extremely
She is
nervous.
Super nervous every time I go near a cliff.
Yes. Because you just hear about all those people, that don't take enough precaution.
I almost never take selfies, so it's
no,
okay.
you don't. And it's more about
you always hear it with selfies. It's always they're trying to take a selfie.
Selfie or a super neat photo, and then
I do those. I try to take super neat photos.
I don't know, but anyway, so we were at Dead Horse Point in Utah.
Oh my god, I thought she was gonna
and I was like, this is just giving me the heebie-jeebies. And I fully admit he was not that close to the edge.
No.
He was feet away from the
It's
edge.
like she thought the entire cliff was
Yeah,
gonna fall
because
into
they
the abyss.
happen sometimes, like landslides and rock slides and stuff. So
I'm like,
yeah,
if that happens, we're in a lot more trouble. Like, it's okay.
I get extremely like anxious about Derek getting close to the edge. So yeah, he's not allowed over there.
Lori says, great hint on the Mandarin keyboard. Yeah, that's I think for going to China or Japan. Again, the kanji keyboard is also really important.
I'm gonna eat some chocolate because
so
this is
Mark
torture.
says first. Wait. Mark says, I know that breakfast. I would eat it in the street and get sick about half the time, but would still get it every day. So good. That's how good it is. It makes you sick, and you're like, I don't care.
We found a place in Shanghai that we would just go back to each day. That was like right next to our place. That did not make us sick. We never got sick from Jianbing.
Never got sick from Jianbing.
Did we get sick from other things? Maybe, but not from Jianbing.
Did we get sick in China? I think we did.
I don't know. My belly in Shanghai was adjusting.
So I think yours is a caramel chew.
So again, for those who weren't here before, we bought chocolates today, also in the pouring rain, mostly because of the pouring rain. We wanted to go into a store. Mine is a caramel covered in milk chocolate.
And mine is either a Bailey's truffle or a rum truffle.
I think yours is the rum one.
I got both. I got a Bailey's and I got a rum truffle. So it's some sort of alcoholic truffle, which they said are some of their most popular sellers.
And this was at the old bank house
or something like that.
Chocolate place. So, oh god, it's way chewier than I thought. Oh my god, it's so chewy. I can't talk.
It's really good.
I was expecting less chewy caramel.
You want to shut it down?
So,
shut it in there.
Super, super good. Not great for people with TMJ such as myself. That's my review. But flavor-wise, 10 out of 10.
Maybe not good for eating on TV.
Oh my gosh, we have a super chat. Hold on, we have to skip forward to that and do our fun.
Mega Bonnie just sent us emojis of waves.
You gotta start it. Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. Oh god, we're doing it again.
Thanks, Bonnie. We
Bonnie,
appreciate
you're the best.
you.
Thank you so much. I'm also still chewing and I feel really guilty about that.
How dare you chew? No.
I feel like I'm eating like a butterscotch.
A butterscotch? It's beautiful. All right. Thank you, Bonnie. We really appreciate it.
Bonnie, you're awesome.
All right. I just looked at going to China as a great adventure with no expectations, but a whole new life-changing experience. Mm-hmm. Lori, I think that's great. And, I do think that China is an important thing as travelers that people experience, see. I think India is the same way. We've not been to India yet. It's on our list, a place that we really want to get to. And, I think
it sounds like you're going to be doing it right, too, with the guide and you'll make it work. Yeah.
Jason Gore! Just want to say hello. Hey, Jason.
Jason Gore, by the way, has been featured on the Drew Barrymore show.
Jason, we were just doing our Jason Gore.
And so let's talk about this for a second. I don't know if he's still on because I know we're super behind. But Jason gets to do like a snack time feature on Drew Barrymore's talk show, where he and Drew try different snacks together and talk about it. And we just did,
our version of it. Yeah.
Really remedial version of that. Yeah. So cheers to you, Jason.
Jason, I loved the one where you guys were eating samosas, like pumpkin samosas, and you're like, ooh, tastes like fall. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want something to taste like fall right now.
Yeah.
I did, by the way. I had my first pumpkin spice latte of the season here in the UK. I took a sip, and I looked at Eliz, and I go, I now remember why I only get about one of these a year. It always smells way better than it tastes.
It smelled really good. It made the whole car smell like pumpkin.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it smells like fall. I'm like,
I just got green tea, so I still have so much caramel stuck to my teeth right now.
All right, Brenna is saying, who wouldn't want to take a picture with you two? Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Brenna.
James Layton. Hey guys, dropping in real
James.
quick. Have you decided to stay in England? Staying in the UK looks like maybe, possibly. We're about 50-50
We actually
right
don't
now.
know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that we don't have further updates just
I'm
yet.
70-30 to staying in the UK.
We just have to have like a really thorough conversation of like what staying in the UK means, and what we might be, because like we will be fine if we stay here. It's not like, it's just like there is a small chance that that means that there could be an issue with us getting back for Christmas or something like that. That it's like, do we want to take on that risk? So we will have, of course, an update later this week, but it's just been a little bit not enough time yet for us to make a final call.
Mark is saying, the boys and I were huge. We were like rock stars getting our pictures taken with the people
Yeah.
in China. Nice.
Totally.
Hi guys, dropping in real quick. Okay, no, we already talked about that. James. Vegabani, in Indonesia, I was a giant at 5'1".
I'm 5'1".
So many people wanted pictures with me in them. Haha. Joke's on them. I ruin every picture as I am a blonde blur. That's funny. And Mark is saying, do the driving tip video. So we will.
We have it all planned out. So we're getting there.
Lori Sims, no more white knuckle in the passenger seat. I always use my foot to tap imaginary brake. I'm sure she's like pressing her. Stop!
So there's like this little handle on the door that I just hold, and that's like my handle. Because
she doesn't know this, but I do too.
There's
like,
so much.
So scared
there's
driving.
so much centrifugal force with all the roundabouts and the curves and the elevation changes. Which, by the way, also to add, we haven't even gotten to what we did this week. This is a great live stream. You guys have great questions.
Let's keep going a little bit though before we get into
I just want to say we drove through the Peaks District on our way to the Lakes District.
Peak.
You're right. I keep saying it wrong, and I think I said it wrong in the vlog. So apologies in advance. We drove through the Peak District.
Come here. It was beautiful.
It was stunning. The elevation change was crazy. So
at one point
we were in a cloud.
We went to the high peak, which was actually seemed like a peak to me. But
we drove through it. We didn't like do a ton of stopping or anything like that.
All right, so a lot of people are saying go for it on the UK video. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Including Thomas Reiser. Thank you. And Lori Sims says that she is so over the political ads. Aren't we all?
Yeah, and Walter's World says only 3 days left, and that is accurate because I used they will not show afterwards. I used to be an advertising buyer, and there is a hard stop on those campaign ads.
Yeah. So, Paul Tipton, are you driving an automatic or a manual? Stick, I think you call it. We're doing automatic. Neither one of us know how to do a manual.
Yeah.
Which is a huge miss.
I
want to learn.
asked Alan A, aka Dad, to teach me for my birthday, which was February 28th. And,
Lockdown
and
happened,
he said
so we
yes.
couldn't.
And then we were researching how to do it, and then immediately lockdown happened in Chicago. So, still don't know how, but maybe,
well, it's more like
maybe
we asked
my
for,
birthday in 2021.
You asked for it. We went to Amsterdam. We came back, and lockdown was happening.
Yeah.
So that was kind of an issue. All right. So Thomas Reiser, I'm so glad relevant political ads are done as I have left the viewing area. Nice. Lori Sims, I would love to see you get a new mic like Mark Walters' World. We actually have good mics.
I hope it's working.
Yeah, I hope it's working right now.
Should I tap it?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think it's working.
I think it's working.
We have a pretty decent mic right now. We have a Rode mic that we're using right now. Hopefully the sound's okay. And then when we're out and around town, when we're doing video on these, when we're capturing them on our cell phones, we use that's a Rode mic, right? As well.
Yes. Okay, so let me just
we
do
have 3 Rode mics.
Really quick review. This is gonna be 15 seconds. I have a cell phone mic that is made by Rode that should theoretically work with our cameras, and it does not. So just be prepared if you're ever buying a mic. You see us holding a microphone in the video. That's our cell phone microphone. But it should work with my camera, and it doesn't. And it's I'm very salty about it.
Oh my god, Vegabani has a new thing, LMMO, laughing my mask off. And she says, it's
That's
not
good.
pudding, haha. Yorkshire pudding, I assume.
We got this. We're going to figure it out.
So Lori says, I would love a Sunday roast if somebody else cooked it, haha. Nice.
I hear you.
Paul Tipton says, Coniston Water in the Lake District is where Donald Campbell broke the speed record. Very cool.
Cool.
So Eric B is saying more money for the salesman outside the Eiffel Tower since selfie stick sales are up. Yeah.
Yep.
Makes
So
sense.
I have a selfie stick that I highly recommend. I don't know if I've put it in a video before, but it's Bluetooth enabled. And it also has a mini tripod attached to it.
The Bluetooth piece is the best part
And
of
it's
that.
only like,
Yeah.
I think during Christmas you can find it like $20 on Amazon. Sometimes it might be like $24 the rest of the year. But it's been amazing. And so you put your phone in it. It goes out really far. You can use it as a tripod. And like if nobody's around or if you don't want to be holding it. And then you press the little remote control and it takes your picture, starts a video. Good to go.
Oh, that's so nice. Jason Gore told us that his wife loves watching us.
Oh,
thanks.
Kristen, thank you. And snacks are good.
Snacks are delicious.
Jason,
yeah.
you're the snack man now, officially. Sorry.
You're the snack man of my heart. No, I love watching your thing.
I
on
mean,
there.
we love just going to
awesome.
Jason's stand up when or not stand up, but like
The improv.
So Jason does a lot more of the sketch shows and improv and stuff like that in New York City.
Yeah, I love the show that I went and saw you guys do. That was really fun. That was really cool.
I've been to a lot of them, not recently because I moved. But yeah, they were super fun.
She only took me to one of them. So.
Yeah, and Kristen's the best too.
Kristen's really funny. Yeah, her yeah.
Andy Lee, are you going back to the USA? And hello to Andy.
Hello.
We don't know. We've had so many people ask us this, and I feel like we should have had an answer prepared better than we don't know, but we are still working through it.
70% chance no. That's where I am right now. Mo is saying, always happy to help, and please stay. 13th November is when Northern Ireland is leaving lockdown. Hopefully, so we'll smuggle you both in.
Okay, 13th of November. We were literally, before you got on, we're like, okay, so Wales's lockdown ends November 9th, and I believe that's right around when Northern Ireland's ends, and I thank you for confirming that, because we just could not remember the exact date. So, as we mentioned in our video yesterday, we want to do everything we can in order to stay, while not taking on too much risk. So we're really nervous because it does sound like a lot of the airlines are going to be just like almost going down to 30% of the flights that already exist or something like that, which already the amount of flights to and from the UK, to and from Heathrow are greatly reduced. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get into a situation where within the lockdown period, the flights from Heathrow to the US go from there's on American Airlines, which is what we're flying, the flights are like 3 per day, 1 to Miami, 1 to Dallas, and 1 to Chicago, which are like pretty much American Airlines' biggest hubs in the US. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to 1 per day or even a couple times a week during lockdown, because of American just needs to not be flying too many things. The only exception to that would be, and I don't have the visibility behind the business model of this part of it, but a lot of those commercial airlines actually put cargo in their hull in order to get a little bit more revenue out of flights. So if they are transporting a lot of cargo currently, then maybe those flights wouldn't be changing. But I don't know. I don't have that line of sight. So it's really hard for us to say right now if the flight counts from the U.S. between the U.S. and the U.K. would change during lockdown, and how we would react to it. We just kind of have to go off of what we know about the airline industry. what we know about the state of our relationship, the U.S.-UK relationship, which I mean.
I was concerned you meant our relationship.
No,
I was like,
no.
what? What's happening?
No, I feel like there wouldn't be a cancellation of all commercial flights because according to the rules, people who are flying for business can still fly.
I would assume, well, if you're traveling for permitted purposes, including business, and if business is permitted, I have to imagine people not from this country going back to their home country is also permitted, because why not?
Yeah.
That would be a lot.
And I've been messaging with a lot of people about this and trying to navigate that language as part of the rules and regulations behind the lockdown, because it is incredibly vague for people like us, but I also understand that
there's not a lot of us.
Yeah, there's not a lot of, like, there's like us. So like
there's a few of us, right?
They're like, oh, and P.S. Derek and Eliz, you're good. Like, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of British citizens who have planned trips abroad, and so basically the language is to those people is that, like, just don't fly if your trip abroad happens after November 5th, I think is.
But what they are saying is that if you are planning to come to England from abroad, check the travel corridor list still to see if you have to do a 14-day quarantine when you get here. But once you get here, you do need to follow all the quarantine lockdown measures. So that tells me that they're still allowing people into the country from outside, like the U.S., if you do a 14-day quarantine. So they can't then say, but once you get here, you can't leave.
Yeah, and I guess there's so many elements to it too, because, like, let's say you're Welsh and you're no longer really in those restricted lockdowns, or you're Scottish. It's a little bit vague still. I'm not, like, I've read word for word what's on the website of gov.uk. So I think we're still. I'm working with just, like, trying to figure this out along with a lot of British people, I'm sure. And if there's any Americans out there who are also in our position, please let us know. We can talk to them too. But we don't happen to have anyone in our circle right now, in our connections, that are in this exact same scenario.
Okay, Lori Sim wants to know the name of the selfie stick.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you look that up, and I'm going to talk to Reggie.
Just keep talking, and
so
I'll
Reggie
put
and
it in
her
the chat.
man says, stay safe, whatever you decide. Have you checked out the channel of Kirsten and Jorg, a German couple living in the, I can't read it because Eliz put up Google, but
I'm sorry.
A German couple living in the UK traveled to many destinations, saw their Lake District video. Very cool. Have not, but I actually just subbed to them, and I will check them out later. So thank you very much, Reggie, for the reco there, the recommendation. Really appreciate that. And we'll give them a look-see.
Yeah, awesome. We'll definitely have to, because especially if there's any channels out there that talk about, like, what to do in Ambleside, or also, sorry, I'm kind of doing two things at once, but also what to do if, like, for hiking in the Lakes District, if we do decide for that option, that would be really helpful to know about.
Yeah. Mrs. K says, hello from California. Hello, Mrs. K. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, you guys are in so much luck, by the way. This selfie stick is, like, on sale.
$17, $16.99.
$16.99 plus Prime
with free
shipping.
returns. Look at that.
How do I send it?
So she will put that link down below, and anybody looking for a good selfie stick, that's a pretty good one.
And just so you guys know,
What's
because
cool about it,
I'm an Amazon affiliate.
if you follow that link,
and order that or anything else on Amazon today, I get a very, very, very small commission from that.
You pay nothing more, so that's also nice.
So we'll wave to you guys if you would do that. Anyway.
So the one thing I will say though about that selfie stick that is pretty cool is that the little Bluetooth controller comes out, so you can actually even set it up like a tripod, where you set it up and you walk away and you hit the button, it'll take the picture for you, which is pretty cool, because then you don't have to do what I do, which is I have to always, like, keep running back up to my camera, hit the button, run back.
So I took
Did it take? Go look. Oh no, hit it again.
I took that selfie stick on a bachelorette
super helpful
party trip for somebody else's wedding, and there was like 10 other girls there, and I'm pretty sure I converted all of them. They were like, "This is the best thing we've ever seen, because you know when you're on a bachelor party, there's always that one person who has to take the photo that everyone else is in, and it's like this. We were able to put on a tripod, and take the photo remotely, and so everybody got to be in the picture. Amazing, great for family reunions too.
But at the same time, you also don't want to be that person with a selfie stick. I understand sometimes, but today,
like normally,
2020,
2019, meh, 2020. You prepared.
Yeah, bring that selfie stick. Mrs. K to Vegabani, LMMO, laughing my mask off. I love that. So good. So Mo is saying, spend your anniversary at the Titanic Belfast. I mean, why not?
Why wouldn't you?
That's funny. Vegabani does say...
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Vegabani does say, pro tip is get somebody you don't know to teach you how to drive a manual. My ex taught me, emphasis on the X. Just saying, that might be the reason for the X.
I don't know. I think
Winky
my
face.
dad might still be my dad afterwards. Please. I did. Okay, so, I mean, side story to that. He's already mad at me from the first time he taught me how to drive an automatic. I accidentally ran over a curb.
You said curb. Okay, good.
Curb. But it did damage the car. Like the very first trip out into a parking. I ran over a curb in an empty parking lot.
Wow.
Age 15 and a half.
Wow.
Dad in passenger seat. And it cost him money.
I did not do that.
And so the fact that he even agreed was so kind and so fatherly.
Well, you had a lot of issues with cars when you were younger, didn't you? This is why I drive,
didn't.
isn't it?
No,
And you were at Narnia and you went off a ditch.
Ooh, okay, let's not kick the table.
I thought the table was heavier than that, guys. Sorry. You went off a ditch at one point. You got
okay.
stuck.
I'm an excellent driver.
We all see why I drive now. All right, so
I'm also an excellent navigator.
she is a good navigator. That is nice. That's very helpful. I got lost going to a Marks and Spencer while we were
That's true. The only time that I have not been in the passenger seat
only time she didn't go with
navigating.
me, I got. It took like twice as long as it should have. I took the wrong roundabout exit, and by the time I got back, it was like an hour and a half later. It should have taken me like 20 minutes, and I was like, well, some stuff happened, guys.
It's like I took the wrong exit on the roundabout, and I didn't realize it for a little while.
No, I realized it immediately. But the problem was once you got onto the road, you had to then go 6 miles out of the way before you could turn around and come back. So that's what happened to me.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad, for not being mad. Anyway, okay, so Mary Ellen's gonna get our tripod, which
Very cool.
You won't regret it. Thomas Reiser, you actually asked a great question, and that's an important thing if anybody's watching who is American and you are in a situation like the one that we're in now. And he asks, have you signed up for the Smart Traveler Enrollment Program? So if I'm remembering correctly, because I think I started doing this last night and then didn't finish, which I need to do that now, so thank you, Thomas, is you enroll with the U.S. Embassy when you travel to a destination, and you can start to get alerts from the embassy, and the embassy is aware of your travel. So I actually started that process last night on the U.S. Embassy within the UK's website, and I just need to finish it. But it is a very good thing for us to start to do today. Hi, Eric Zwart. Welcome. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Eric, I hear you're going to be on Darian's thing.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That sounds awesome.
Which one did you eat?
I don't know.
I also got a peppermint one, which I think is going to be less sticky. I feel like I just finished the caramel one like a minute ago because it was stuck to my teeth for so long. All right, how's that one? How do you feel? That one's good too. I mean, these are delicious.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ruin our Sunday roast appetite.
No such thing. Okay. Becky T says,
Lee Calzon!
Lee Cal, what's up, bud?
Okay. Lee and Thomas have been
Super helpful.
instrumental in helping us and sending us really helpful information as soon as they find it. And we want to just say thank you to both of you guys so much, because genuinely, like, you guys get the breaking news before we get the breaking news, and it's been really, really like, just helpful. I mean, we make decisions off of what you send. So again, thank you, and keep doing it as you see it. Elise says, if you can't get grocery deliveries, try click and collect. I know Tesco does it.
Yep.
So click and collect is similar to like
Curbside
pickup in the US. Oh yeah, we bought Strongbow.
Strongbow. Original.
You order online in advance, and then you just go to the store and pick it up. It's a great, great call. And for anybody else who's in the UK too, that's a great option. We would consider that, I think, especially if it's like a really easy, like, we're currently there's a Tesco Express in this town, and it has like what we would need for the most part, but if it was really picked over, we would be kind of in a bind. And there's a town about a half hour away that has a lot more. That was Derek rummaging through the chocolates. A lot more grocery stores. And those grocery stores, I feel like, would all offer click and collect. And so what we could do is probably like place our order online, drive the half hour, and by the time we get there, like give it a little time, then our groceries would be ready. We've even done that in the US with like Home Depot and stuff like that, which Home Depot is kind of the equivalent of, does the UK
Wix.
have like big,
Wix.
is it called Wix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't seen one of those. I've seen Dunelm, which we feel like is kind of a combination of like Bed Bath & Beyond and...
Breaking news, guys, real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to bite into, for the first time, this is a sticky toffee pudding chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this is going to be like, but...
Mine was peppermint chocolate. Whoa! That's what I thought I was biting into when I got the caramel one.
Oh, yeah.
You have to show the people. I need water. Be right back.
That's freaking good. Wow. Very decadent.
We're like, we shouldn't eat on these things.
It has a good mouthfeel. Very good. I'm getting aromas.
Use your words. Adjectives.
I'm getting aromas of hazelnut. A little bit of...
Are you actually?
A lot of caramel.
Why would there be hazelnut?
There's no hazelnut.
Oh, okay. I was like, don't lie on the internet.
It was the only thing I could think of. It's the only smell. Citrus.
Essence of caramel. Caramel forward.
Mo was saying that sticky toffee pudding is his weakness. So I've had 3 STPs, 3 sticky toffee puddings since we've been here. We had one in Ainsford in Kent, which was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's my favorite so far. We had another one that was a take and bake, basically. So not take and bake, but basically take and I guess bake in your oven. From like Tesco, which was And then we got this one from a place I was super excited about in the Cotswolds, and I'm not gonna lie, it was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't like phenomenal. I think Ainsford, the Castle Inn, is the best sticky toffee pudding I've had so far. But we're about to go to the Priest Hole, and hopefully they have STP, because I would really love to get one tonight.
Yeah. Eric says, yep, you're going to be at the live stream with Derek. He's going to be at the live stream with Derek in the middle of the night. Yeah.
Nice.
Bravo to you. But that'll be really fun for...
And again, for anybody who does or, goes onto the live streams that are kind of nighttime U.S. time, so like the Whiskey Wednesdays with the Walters and whatnot, we want to be on them. It's like really hard though sometimes if we have like an early morning to make it. So one of the things that we are, or at least I'm excited about, I'm sure you are as well, when we do go back to the U.S. is like being able to like participate in all these live streams again, which would be really nice, as opposed to catching either the tail end of them or logging in for only a few minutes. So we're, if we miss you guys on the other live streams that, happen, we'll be back. We
Absolutely. There's no question about that. We just have been prioritizing a little bit more sleep. The first week when I was a bit jet lagged, I was joining people's, but now I'm just trying to sleep when it's dark out.
It's one of those things. It's like, how do you know you're old? You look forward to sleep. Like I look forward to sleep. I love it. It's so nice.
Or you crack your neck, which you just did.
Just like.
Oh. I'm sorry to everybody who was like, oh, to that.
Hey.
All right. So Mary Ellen got Magners this week, but it's still too early. Yeah. Too early
it's
there.
It's just juice.
It's not juice. Strongbow is also really good. I think we mentioned this before though, that the Strongbow in the
different.
U.S. is sweeter than the Strongbow here. So. Leave some chocolate for Eliz.
Hey, she's had 2 chocolates. I've had 1 and a half.
I had the sticky one, and then I have one more. That's the exact same one.
We each got 3 chocolates from the place. Yeah. She's had 2. I've had 1 and a half at this point.
Yeah.
So get off my back, man.
Paul's just standing up for me.
She has hers.
Lori says she likes this time today. So great. I know that, so Lori's in California, which I know it's pretty early for you when we start these. So we just really appreciate every time you jump on.
Yep.
Because I know that it's like, maybe you don't want to start your day with Derek and Eliz. Like,
who wouldn't? No, just kidding.
So, you got to be in a mood for that. And so
sometimes I don't want to start the day with Derek and Eliz. I'm like, I don't want to sleep. Let me sleep.
How do I leave?
It all, whatever.
But grab a cup of coffee and we grow on you. Sorry. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. We hope that all of you guys really enjoy starting your Sundays with us each week, because we definitely enjoy hanging out with everybody on Sundays each week.
So Paul Tipton says, I bought some Thatcher's Caddy, not tried it yet. I don't know what the Caddy one is. We like Thatcher's Gold a lot.
Oh, I have not heard of Caddy. So we've seen a lot of different ones.
Hazy, is it Hazy? Hazy, I think is one of them.
I don't know. We've seen a purple one. We've seen
green one and a gold one.
Green, gold, yeah.
Cool. Mo says, staying up all night during the first lockdown was all right. But
Katie
now it's hard.
Smith, thank you so much for joining from
Thanks,
California,
Katie.
I believe, as well. So you're awesome for joining so early, too.
Is Katie still in... Wait, is she in California right now?
I think she's still in California.
But she will be in
She's going to go to Guatemala, but I think that's in 2021. I believe. I'm so sorry if I'm spreading misinformation on the internet.
Wouldn't be the first time. No, I'm just kidding. Mo says, staying up all night during the first lockdown was all right, but now it's hard. Was up all night for Mark's 15-ish hour stream.
Yeah.
But I'd die if I did that now.
Yeah, Mark did a charity stream where he just was live streaming all day, and that was so
he was like
awesome,
teaching
so
his
commendable.
whole course or something.
Yeah. So to
cool.
raise money, which is really, really cool.
Travel Best Destinations, hello. What's up?
Hi, Travel Best
Thanks for joining
Destinations.
us.
Thank you so much for jumping on. Really fun to have you guys too. So we've finally, I think, caught up for the most part. So a couple things. One, if we've missed your question somehow, if you've submitted a question, travel related at all, related to our chocolate eating, anything, and we've missed it, definitely put it back in there, and we're sorry in advance. And if you have more questions, we're happy to answer those too. But we will, in the meantime, just jump in and talk about our week. We do, I think, have to go probably, we do have our Sunday roast reservations, and we'll have to leave in maybe like 20 minutes. So, we have 20 more minutes left to hang out, and we just want to keep this rolling. So we'll talk about what we've done this week in the meantime.
What have we done this week?
So last time we talked to them, we were in Exeter.
Oh,
so
wow.
we went to, I know.
We got back her gimbal.
Yes, we got back my gimbal.
Which was in Exeter.
So
for those of you who don't remember, so we were in Exeter and we actually extended that. We were supposed to be in Exeter for like one night. We actually stayed in Exeter for 3 nights. Is that 3 nights? 4 nights?
Yeah,
3 nights.
3.
3 nights in Exeter, because the hotel there was actually really nice. And we actually used it as a time to like get work done and do some stuff while we were there.
Yep.
And then we went from Exeter to Bristol.
Mm-hmm.
We stayed in Bristol for a few nights. 3 nights in Bristol?
Yep.
4 nights
Four.
in Bristol?
4 nights
4
in
nights in Bristol.
But we
stayed at
went
an
to a lot of
Airbnb.
different places around Bristol.
Tried some really nice restaurants while we were there. Actually, we went to a really nice restaurant that first night, and then while we were there, we did Bath for one day. We did Bristol for a day, like walking around Bristol. We also did the Cotswolds, which was a lot of fun. Getting to drive that, it was a lot. There's definitely a lot to do.
And I know like Melinda and Tracy from Gallivanting Gals have been so vocal about like, you must go to the Cotswolds, and so many other folks are like, it's the best. And we had been before, and
Yep.
we kind of knew that we wanted to go back, and it was so beautiful just second time around. What I will say is going this time of year is
awesome.
beautiful from like a foliage perspective, from a
Wetness.
well, yeah, it was raining a little bit off and on, but also like the amount of time of daylight is so much more limited.
It's tough.
So
Yeah.
daylight, I remember the day that we went to the Cotswolds, I think sunset was at 4:44. So we were like, okay, we gotta go. Like we were on this schedule. We went to 5 different towns. We were in the car pretty much like all day. And it was like no regrets. It was beautiful. We ate lunch in Bibury at this amazing restaurant in the Swan Hotel.
Yeah.
And we got some awesome photos, and you know, it was just as much of a fairy tale as the last time we had visited. But
More so because we controlled our schedule. We weren't on like a bus.
yeah, we weren't on a tour bus.
It was nice.
So, but by the final town that we went to was Chipping Camden, and we were like on our way there still at 4:15, and we were like talking to our camera, basically being like, we are going to get there as soon as it gets dark.
We got there like right at sunset.
Yeah.
And we like took some video, did some pictures, but we didn't get to like really like do much at Chipping Camden because at that point you're like, well, now it's gonna be pitch black when
Yeah.
we're driving home, and we've got an hour and a half to get back to Bristol.
Yeah.
So that is the one thing I will say about it. You know, if you're doing the Cotswolds, I'd say, you know, give yourself like 2 days to do the Cotswolds maybe, and you can like do them in like little bursts and whatnot, so you're not trying to fit too much into one go.
Yeah.
We probably tried to do too much in too short amount of time. We still had a great time, and I thought it was still it's a lovely drive. It is beautiful and totally worth it, even if you're just driving.
Oh, so Kim M is on the West Coast too. So thank you so much for joining in the morning live streams. It sounds like people in California and the West Coast, this is still a good time for them. So
Well,
I'm really glad we figured that out.
I just finished mine.
You finished what? No,
I finished my second one.
Oh, okay, because you only ate half of that sticky toffee one. Yeah, so Cotswolds were so pretty.
Not a lot of cots.
Or Walds, no.
A lot of walls, actually.
There were a lot of sheep, as you would expect. And each town had its own little personality to it, which is to do your research in advance of going and figure out which ones kind of sound the most appealing to you. We went to...
So we went to Castle Combe, we went to Bibury, we went to Burton on the Water, Morton on Marsh.
Yep.
Morton in Marsh, I guess.
Morton in Marsh, yeah.
And then Castle Camden.
Chipping Camden.
Chipping Camden.
And then we drove through 2 of the bigger towns.
Started with an M.
Cirencester, and then another one that starts with an M. I'm blanking on it right now, and so sorry, guys. I think it's just because we didn't stop. And
I want to say Monmouth.
yeah, and yeah, I think Monmouth sounds right. That town looked like a really cool one. Both of those looked like it would be cool to stay in because there's a little bit more infrastructure, a little bit more shops, and
Cirencester is like the big town of the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
It's the most, it's the largest town. There's actually a really cool Roman villa there. that we didn't get to go to this time, but want to go back and actually see at some point.
Bye, Ronnie. Thanks for joining.
Cirencester actually was, like the second city of England during Roman times. So there's a lot of Roman stuff there.
Yeah, which Derek is all about Roman history.
We saw a Roman road.
Yes.
That was cool.
When we were in, what was it, Morton and Marsh?
Morton and Marsh.
The main
Fosse Way, or something like that.
Yeah, the main road that goes through town is an old Roman road. And as soon as Derek told me that,
I was like, oh my god, this is great.
And he was like, yeah, he was all over it. As soon as he told me that, I was like, oh, that makes sense because it is like a straight and wide road comparatively compared to a lot of the other towns, which is characteristic of Roman roads.
They like straight lines.
And that's about all I know about Roman roads. See Derek for further info.
Shortest distance between 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was cool. And it used to connect, I guess, Exeter in the south with Lincoln in the north. So it was kind of like a road that ran through there. And
of course, Mo loves Roman history. Oh my
god!
gosh.
There we go. Just history in general.
I feel like you guys are besties. You guys have the same interests.
Rome did a lot, but it was funny because when we were in Weymouth on the Dorset coast, we actually Eliz turned on the TV hoping there was going to be the news, and it turned out to be this program on this guy going and doing like the Roman roads, and he's like talking about, he's like, what did the Romans ever do for us?
He was,
and he's like going through it, and it was pretty fun. He had like tats everywhere.
Yeah, he was a very interesting presenter for this TV program.
Cool dude.
Yeah, Derek's like, oh, he looks like a friend. Anyway.
Because all my friends are just tatted.
So fun story. We were flying a Southwest flight once, and
okay.
Derek
occasionally talks to people.
I wouldn't say always, because I would say like at that point in our flying career lives, Derek talked to people on airplanes, to my mortification.
Only if they were into it. I always was very conscious
like you would
of
feel
it.
them out.
I'm like,
you would use like context clues and like body language.
If they put their headphones on, I'm like, shut down. I get it. Okay.
Yeah. Like you weren't obnoxious about it, and I'll give you that. But like he would kind of make conversation, and this was like, so Southwest. It's
I was that guy.
That airline, the plane is always 3 and 3, and so if you're flying with just 2 people, there's always going to be somebody next to you guys. So I was in the window, Derek was in the middle, and this totally humongous, tatted, like 2 sleeves of tattoos, neck tattoos, like everything.
No hair, like cue ball. Yeah. Like he looked like a biker dude.
Yeah, sits in the aisle, and it is a 6 a.m. flight from Tucson to Las Vegas for a connection. And Derek starts talking to him, and I was flabbergasted because this guy was the nicest person, and him and Derek...
Nicest person I've probably spoken to. And he was like, oh, I work construction, we're actually building, this building in the... for the Tucson students at University of Arizona or whatever it is, and he was talking about how he's like, yeah, security's a real issue because you have these co-eds who will give the combination to their drug deal. He started going in on, he's like, and that's just not safe, and so there's all these issues that we have to deal with. He's like, yeah, and my kid, and he starts talking about his kid.
2 kids.
He's like, yeah, my one kid's really smart, and he's at a charter school, and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I'm so glad I talked to this guy. And afterwards, I was just like, did you expect that? That was so nice.
And I just wanted to sleep on this plane, and Derek made it like a new best friend. And Lori Sims is fully accurate. Don't judge a book by its cover. Befriend people when you can.
He was just a super nice guy. And actually, it reminds me that there's this comedian on, I don't know if you guys watch comedy and stuff on YouTube, but we like to. And one of the channels that we like to go to is Dry Bar Comedy, because it's cleaner comedy and stuff like that. It's something that we can turn on and know that we're not going to be like, why are we watching this?
Yeah.
And so occasionally, you know, it's hit or miss. You know, sometimes it's good, sometimes not as good. But there's this one guy who's on who just has like tattoos everywhere, and he's like the softest spoken dude. And he's just talking about it. He's like, yeah, whenever I see somebody else with tattoos and they come over to like have a conversation with me, I'm like, oh boy. It's like,
here we go.
they'll say things like, where'd you do your time? And he's like, just for the record, never been to jail. It's like, I have a college degree. I don't know what he messes with them. But yeah, no, love that station.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Sorry, guys. I apologize.
Sorry to everybody. Derek just offended. All right. So.
Potty mouth.
Anyway, so don't judge a book by its cover. Talk to people that you see while traveling, as long as like it seems like they are interested and want to get to know you too.
2020, I don't talk to people.
Don't over talk to them. Don't be gullible. But yeah.
2020, I don't talk to other people, which is
I know
sad,
that like when that woman was approaching me today to take a picture of her and her family, it was one of those things where I was like, what is about to? It was like, what's happening? There's somebody coming to talk to me.
Yeah.
And ask me something.
It's just sad because one of the things that we do love about travel is actually getting to know people, meeting people. You know, I actually enjoy when I'm traveling internationally, especially like going to a bar at a hotel and like having a few drinks and trying to meet the other people that are there and stuff. I think that's a lot of fun. You know, we did that even when we were in Amsterdam in March. We met a few people, like there's that American couple that were like, one's a professor in Texas and stuff. And I love that. Like that is like a part of travel that I really enjoy. And
we like kind of met them 2 nights in a row in the hotel bar. It was funny because it was like, well, will we see you tomorrow night? Okay. Because it was like right around when COVID-19 was starting up, and like I wouldn't even say surging. It was like it was getting worse. So people like we weren't going out to place like a bar outside of the hotel necessarily. And the hotel bar at that point was kind of only reserved for hotel guests at that time. So we were like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. And so Lori Sims says, give us a full review of tonight's Sunday roast. We will, hopefully.
Hopefully it'll
we
be in the
also
video.
did a quick video yesterday of we went to a high tea.
First
for
high
the first
tea
time
of this
on this
trip.
Yeah. Oop, this is getting stuck on my jeans. Okay. But yeah, so it was super fun. We were in a room completely by ourselves.
Yeah, private room.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, and we got to watch the sunset, which wasn't super striking at all because it was like pretty rainy.
Yeah.
But it was still cool to like have that moment. And yeah, it was really cool to
called Holbeck
do that and film it for you guys too. Yeah.
Holbeck Giles, something like that.
Yeah, and there was so many staff to patron ratio, which was hard to like really because like the lockdown announcement just started when we were there. And so they were announcing like hospitality is going to be closing and stuff. And so as we were leaving, it was just so like painful to think about the fact that all these people kind of just found out like they're going into lockdown again.
Yeah. Well, luckily the job scheme here in the UK,
supportive.
they're going to support like 80%, I think, of wages.
Yeah.
At least for people who typically make an income.
Yeah.
I don't know how it judges or how that does with like freelance or anybody like that. So obviously it's still going to be hard on people. It's not 100%, but
but the hotel staff were excellent. You know, really great COVID protocol. So hopefully we get to share that with you guys. The lighting, fair warning, was a little bit harsh and bad. So
yeah, it might not look great, but it tasted delicious.
But our mic situation was all right, hopefully.
On
Mark Finley's on. Hello to you,
Finley
Mark Finley.
in the
And I don't know if
hizzy.
Terry and April are there too, but hello to Mark Finley. Welcome. And Julie Good says, looking forward to hearing about the roast. Yeah. I feel like it's like infamous now that we've not had a Sunday roast.
I think
ever.
like leg of lamb or something like that's on the menu. We walked by
Really?
it. I'm excited.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
No, I called dibs. You get the other one.
What? Okay. I don't even know what's on. Derek looked at the menu. I did not. Everyone's just saying hi to Mark. So
Lori says, I always talk to people when I travel, and it's what makes the experience that much more authentic.
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
I will admit, like, there's people that I'm still connected with that I've just met while traveling and stuff, and it's really cool. There's an Australian that I met one time that I'm still connected with, and on social media and stuff. And when we were on a estancia tour in Argentina, there's a lot of other people that just happen to be like pretty much the exact same age as us on this tour, and we just formed this like great group of friends and I'm still connected with all of them. So yeah, it's fun to meet new people from all over the world when you travel.
No, it's nice, and that's the beauty of staying in hostels. We don't do it anymore. But when we were in like college and stuff, we would do hostels, and the thing that I love about that is you just meet such a diverse set of people, and you go and you have these experiences with these people, and it can be super rewarding and really cool. And especially if you're in a hostel where like cooking a meal is like a part of the experience, is that you're cooking in like a communal kitchen, and that can be a great way to like really
and hostels
bond
do
with people.
A good job usually of creating group excursions too. So
Pub crawls, super
like
popular.
pub crawls are just group trips to the local landmarks and stuff.
Yeah, walking tours in the morning.
So I commend hostels for that type of value that they provide. I think that's a really like important thing that they are able to do for the people that stay there.
It's a sense of community.
Along with the sense of community,
So they really try to forge that sense of community, which is awesome, and something that is typically lacking at hotels.
Yeah.
Right? And you get a little bit more of that at guest house type accommodations, like B&Bs, like real B&Bs, where you might eat breakfast in like a breakfast room, and you get to know the owners and like have conversations.
Yeah. And so
that's awesome. But
if I might interject, somebody from Calcutta reached out to me on Instagram this week just asking about what I thought about staying at hostels right now in 2020 in the UK specifically. And we don't have that experience right now. We're staying at Airbnbs, and we're trying to social distance as much as possible.
Yeah.
And the hostel experience to us doesn't provide what we felt comfortable with. That being said, the hostel experience has been really great for us in the past, and so that's why I'm kind of saying like maybe be very overly cautious about doing hostels in 2020, but they do provide a lot of cool stuff at an affordable price. And there's like I've been in hostels where an entire family like has rented out a room, and like I think there was one time where like somebody was there for somebody's one of the kids' graduations, and like the family all had their different bunk beds in a room, and we're there to support the son. So it's cool.
Yeah, we've done that where like in Paris, for instance, when we were in college, we stayed at the St. Christopher's Inn and got a single room that we got to share. It was basically, it was a room without a toilet or a bathroom, so you had to still go use the communal showers and all that kind of stuff. But you had your own room, your own private space. Felt a little bit more secure, which was nice.
Yeah.
Now, today, it's more about security than anything else, I think, with hostels and us, because we would never stay in like a 10-person room at this point unless we knew everybody who was going to be in that room. Like they were all friends of ours.
Again, that's not allowed in England right now.
Obviously not
so
right this moment.
I just don't even know what the rules
this stage in our
are
life.
because we haven't done the research on it.
Okay. Ignore all that. I'm saying this stage in our lives, because we travel with enough gear that like we would never feel comfortable leaving our gear in a place that other people had access to, unless we knew the people that had access to it. And that's because we do all these things, we film all this content. It's just tough. But howdy, magnificent Germany with Darian.
Oh, Darian's on?
Howdy!
Hi, Darian. Howdy, howdy.
Spaghetti eyes!
Oh, God.
So, Darian, I don't know. Raise your hand if you guys watched Heavyweights.
I did.
Everybody? Okay, cool.
It's a movie featuring
movie.
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller's
as
in
the
it.
same exact character as he plays in Dodgeball.
Basically, yeah. Actually, I think he is the exact.
But Heavyweights came first.
Heavyweights came first. So Heavyweights is like a fat camp, and they're like it's supposed to be a lot of fun. Ben Stiller's like a crazy character trying to get them all to like. He's like super intense and like type A and like trying to get everybody to like work out too much, and he's like psychotic. But there's this scene where like they're all doing like this bonfire and they're all going crazy, and like the skinny camp counselor who like used to go to fat camp and now he's gotten skinny and everybody makes fun of him because of it. He's like pouring chocolate all over himself, and and Darian was talking about his spaghetti ice, and I'm just like picturing Darian like at a bonfire just like dumping spaghetti ice all over himself like which I find to be funny.
It's a really funny, family-friendly movie if you guys are looking for something like that. Like, highly recommend. Okay.
Darian says, I love the goatee look. Thank you.
So Derek usually shaves, I feel like, on Sundays before the live streams, and today it didn't happen, which is fine.
Yeah. It's just that my goatee's coming in, but like I still got some scruff going on.
Yeah, he does have like a little bit, like the goatee grows in a little bit stronger, a little faster maybe. So it does look that way on camera, doesn't it? But yeah, there's still a little bit of stuff over here. Promise.
So Lee Kell says, with Click and Collect, you will need to pre-order possibly days or a week in advance.
Oh, shnikes.
Shnikes. Mary Ellen Dillon says, never heard of Heavyweights or Dodgeball. Go check them out.
2020 is your year.
Dodgeball was Ben Stiller, but the main character in Dodgeball was actually Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
And who else? There's Vince Vaughn.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson was in it.
Am I like?
I think Owen Wilson was in it.
Because they were in Wedding Crashers. I don't know. Now I'm like.
No.
I've seen Dodgeball so many times. Okay. Anyway, Heavyweights, good movie. Watch it. Dodgeball, less family friendly, still funny. Watch it. We do actually have to get going.
Yeah, we do need to get going.
So
unfortunately,
our reservation's at 6:30.
So we need to get ready for that.
Yeah, we need to. I think it's in town though, right? Like.
We're gonna finish this real quick.
So if anybody has any last minute questions,
last minute questions for us, we're happy.
We can answer them, but we hope. I mean, by next week, next Sunday, we're either going to be
in Scotland or the U.S.
We're either going to be in Scotland / the UK or Indiana. So I'm sure if you guys follow us on Instagram, you're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
That's probably where the biggest update would be until we get to wherever we're going. So depending on what it is, we'll maybe try to record another video like we did yesterday, where we just give you guys that
an update on what we're doing.
Yeah, that quick update. We haven't really gotten to a point where we're like even thought that through yet, though.
So Darian does ask, what town are we in now? We are in Ambleside in the Lake District. It is a really cute town. There's a really nice like
highly
creek,
recommend
river
this place.
little thing that runs through it. Waterfalls are like a walk away. It's near Lake Windermere.
Yep.
Something like that. We're really excited.
Gorgeous.
We like it here. We've loved
great
it.
like community spirit here.
Yeah, and it's great. It's got like multiple Thai restaurants. It's got Japanese. It's got Chinese.
It's got English restaurants too, like a lot of pubs too.
But it has things beyond pubs, beyond just British fare. It has continental food. It's got Italian food, French, whatever. Yeah. But it also has a lot of different stuff. So that's pretty cool. It also has like nice shops, chocolate places, as we've been talking about. We've been eating the chocolate on here. It's really nice here. Yeah. I'd highly recommend it to anybody who's looking for a good...
Add it to your UK travel list for whenever you come.
Yeah, a good jumping off spot.
Great. So hope everybody really enjoyed this update from us and chatting with us today. And if you haven't already, we always appreciate if you press the like button on this video. I know a lot of awesome people have already shouted that out. I think Lori and my dad and Walter's World. But yeah, press that like button, which is the thumbs up below if you can, if you liked this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you are interested in seeing more of our content coming out hopefully this week.
Even if you're just on the fence.
Yeah, maybe you don't like us, but maybe you're like a little bit okay with us, then maybe subscribe too. I don't know. Just kidding. But we do have Travel Tip Tuesday coming out for sure. And then likely...
She's already filmed it.
Likely another update video, kind of like we did yesterday. Like we said, we were hoping to do another vlog
This
video,
week, yeah.
but I'm not gonna guarantee that just based on how we've had to pivot.
We have probably
with the
7
lockdown.
of them filmed right now.
Yeah, the
We
lockdown
say
announcement has
video.
really changed a lot of what we've been able to
And
do.
Mo, I've definitely already seen a bunch of James's content on YouTube. He does some really good videos.
Yeah, yeah. Feel free, like, DM us on Instagram if you have like channels that you recommend that we watch or people that we connect with.
Yeah.
We really appreciated your recommendations and recommendations for what we should do when we go to new places. You guys are such a great travel community. We love talking to you guys every week and find it just as helpful as hopefully you find it as well. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys so much for the support as we've navigated these changing pieces in our trip.
Yeah.
And we hope that you guys have had an awesome week too and have an awesome week to come.
Yep.
Thanks
Thank you guys for
everybody
joining
for
us.
watching, and cheers. Happy travels. Bye.
Oh, God.